From sea to shining sea, America's water infrastructure is in desperate need of repair. Still, most homeowners don't know they are responsible when the pipes beneath their homes start leaking. Joining me today is Mayor Rudy Giuliani. His consulting company just signed a deal with HomeServe to educate consumers about this problem. Welcome, Mr. Mayor.
Nice to be here.
It's good to have you. Tell me, how bad is the problem?
Well, the infrastructure is old. I mean, basically, it goes back to the 1920s. Some goes back to the Civil War. We just haven't really invested in our infrastructure, particularly our water infrastructure. So that's true in general. But the way it affects an individual is the lines leading into their homes, from wherever the city property ends to where their home begins, it's their responsibility to fix those, about 95% of the cases. It's not covered by the municipality, not covered by the city or the county, because it's on your property. And believe it or not, it's not covered by your homeowner's insurance in most cases. Probably this describes 95% of the cases. So this all of a sudden happens. You believe your municipality will take care of it. Then you believe your homeowner's insurance. Then you find out, here's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Now you got to find the person to do it. You got to negotiate. It could cost you a couple of $1,000s. People can't afford that. Many people can't afford that. So what HomeServe does is offers insurance, so that, number one, they take care of the cost. Number two, they take care of finding the contractor to do it for you, which is sometimes even more difficult.
What about all those shovel-ready projects we kept hearing about? Now,
you mean all that money we wasted a couple of years ago?
If we had the money, shouldn't those take care of these projects?
That was one of the first big frauds of the Obama administration. This idea of shovel-ready projects. I mean, as big a fraud as the sequester was going to end the world. The fact is there were no shovel-ready projects. The president had to admit that after a year. We wasted $1 trillion. One of the things that would have been very, very valuable with that money back in 08, 09 actually, 2009, we have an awful lot of infrastructure needs. Water, energy infrastructure, pipes, delivery of natural gas. My goodness, we have an aging infrastructure and we're not investing in it. I know a lot about this because as mayor of New York City, part of what you do is you try to keep improving the infrastructure. This is a project actually that began with Mayor Koch. Every year, Mayor Koch came up with a 20-year program that's now a 30-year program where we would put somewhere between $4 and $6 billion every year into the infrastructure. Mayor Koch realized if you don't do this for a long period of time, through a number of different mayors, the infrastructure is going to decay. And Mayor Dinkins carried it on, I carried it on, Mayor Bloomberg has carried it on. And one of the reasons New York City is in pretty good shape is because we've been doing this for years without fail.
So it's a national problem, but still individual homeowners are on the hook.
It's a national.
What should they know?
What they should know is that they can get insurance for this for a relatively modest amount of money, $5, $6 a month. The cost to them could run $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $6,000, $7,000, depends on how complicated it is. Plus, then they've got to go find the person to do it. If they get this insurance, then HomeServe immediately takes over. HomeServe finds the contractor to do it, and it gets done without a great deal of hassle to you and without loss of money.
Now, HomeServe is obviously trying to make a splash in the U.S., hiring America's mayor.
Right.
Now, they're listed in London. What are their growth plans for the U.S.?
Well, basically, there's much more coverage in Europe. Europe has been ahead of us in realizing this gap.
Well, they've got all their infrastructure over there. They go way back.
Right. And
the aqueducts.
Right. And it's something that the homeowners there are more aware of, have been educated about, are more aware of. Here, they basically find out about when it's too late. They find out about it when the pipe bursts. They assume it's the municipality or the homeowner's insurance. It doesn't work, and now they're stuck. So basically, their hope is, right now HomeServe covers about $1.2 million, $1.3 million. Hope is that they can have significant coverage in the multiple millions in those situations where coverage is necessary. A few situations homeowners may cover it, a few situations the municipality may cover it. In most cases, there's a gap here. And all you have to do is go online and you can sign up $6, $7 a month.
Finally, is this going to be a campaign issue for you in 2016?
Infrastructure was a campaign issue for me in 08. It wasn't this specific issue, it was the general infrastructure. For years it's been an issue. Since I've been mayor of New York, I feel this is one of the areas where New York City has been very responsible through 2 Democratic and 2 Republican mayors. So this is not a partisan thing. It's something where our country hasn't been doing what we should be doing. If you want to stimulate jobs, I think the best way to stimulate jobs is to lower taxes. Second best way is to invest in the infrastructure.
All right.
You put people to work right away and you do something long term. And think about it this way. One of the big objections we have is we create this big debt, right? And then our children have to pay this debt. When you're fixing the infrastructure, you're doing expenditures that are valuable for us and for them. When we fix the infrastructure, your children are going to benefit from it 30, 40 years from now.
Got to fix those leaky pipes. Thanks for coming, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching The Street.